and everybody remembers. Do you remember your first kiss?
Yeah.
And from someone that's had cancer and was told they had 9 months to live, and here I am, 18 years later, alive and kicking. Moments that we think that we'll get the chance again and again, sometimes you don't.
Always be Classsy. 그래서 지난번에는 이제 조말론 CBE와 함께 향수를 쓰는 방법이나 뭐 이런 것들을 좀 말씀드렸었고, 이번에는 큰 브랜드를 창립을 하셨었고 또 창립을 했고 운영을 하시는 입장에서 좀 어떤 가치관을 갖고 계시고 좀 어떤 것에 집중을 하시는지 그걸 좀 여쭤보려고 해요. 그래서 지난 편 안 보신 분들은 꼭 한번 봐주셨으면 좋겠고요.
Joe Malone. 차
그래서 들어가서 인터뷰를 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 꼭 끝까지 시청해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. So, what is different about Joe Love's London flagship store from other stores worldwide?
When I first walked through the door all those years ago, I looked at it as a circus. So it was about theatre, it was about entertainment, it was about education.
Yeah.
This is like my little laboratory.
Yeah.
I test things to see whether it works.
Yeah.
So the tapas bar, which is the world's first scent tapas bar, and we serve 3 courses of tapas for your nose. So nothing to eat, only to smell. This here, the room here, has been everything from a candle cocktail bar, where we sit and we make candles together, blend them together. So this is very much an artistic space.
Wow.
And then of course it's turned into the paint studio.
Yeah.
So with paintbrushes. So we now have groups of people, which is what I've been doing today, is teaching 45 people to paint with fragrance. And it was an exciting day. So this space is very different because it's half a laboratory, it's a circus ring, it's my kitchen like a chef where I play with ingredients, and it feels like an extension of my home.
Wow. What points do customers pay the most attention to when experiencing to Joe Love's stores?
I think what they love is they love the tapas bar. You can see people come alive there.
Anyone can experience tapas?
Yep. It's free of charge, anytime. Well, actually, if you're more than a group of 4, we just need to book. And we call it our first kiss with the brand. So it's the moment where Joe Loves kisses the consumer for the first time with creativity. And everybody remembers. Do you remember your first kiss?
Yeah. But I forgot it. I almost forgot it because my wife is watching.
Okay, my husband's watching. I remember my first kiss.
Wow. I remember too. I'm the strong man, right?
Yeah, so what I want is for them when they walk out to think, I see fragrance through Joe's eyes now. And the whole team are trained just like theatre staff. That's their platform. Curtain goes back and we have a show to put on. I can do anything with fragrance that a chef can do with ingredients. So you could have, your wonderful tasting plate. I can do the same with fragrance for you. I've just walked into the shop just 10 minutes ago and it's full of young people wanting to be part of that creativity, wanting to become the creative artists themselves, not just the consumer of their fragrance. That's where the world breaks open and does something different.
Yeah. You have a natural talent for scents. What would you say to people worried they don't seem to have outstanding talent in on field?
I truly believe that everybody has a jewel about them. You just got to find it and you got to keep on pushing and trying. Creating fragrance is the thing that makes me feel a whole person and the best person that I can be. And the fact that I can do this with you and travel around the world and tell my story just makes me endless and boundless energy. So sometimes you just have to find the stories that inspire you and go on to build your future stories. And don't compete with other people. You're successful, I'm successful. We don't have to compete with each other, but we can collaborate together and actually build and go forward. But everybody has something amazing about them. We were born creative. A child will take a cardboard box and create the most amazing toy. What with? Imagination. And then as we get older, we learn to trust our imagination less and less and less. But we should trust our imagination more and more and more. And creatives, the great entrepreneurs, dream about things that don't exist. There will always be people in life that tell you, you can't do it. If I listened to every person in my life that had told me I couldn't do it, I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. I wouldn't be going to Dubai and Kuwait. Why? Because it's not up to them to dictate to me what our dreams are. It's up to you to fulfill them and make them happen.
Is there one quote or idea that you consider incredibly important in your life?
It's one of my favourite quotes of all time. It's called, "Man, to discover new oceans, he must first have the courage to lose sight of the shore." And I look at being a creative and head of my business, I look at it like a boat. I have my team that help sail that ship, but I have to be sitting in the front of that ship and go, pull anchor. We're going to have to leave the safety of the harbour in order to change the world and discover new oceans. So that is my favourite quote, and I listen to that every day, and it's my motivation when I get up in the morning. But it's just such a wonderful kind of soul. I love those quotes where you read it and it hits you in your gut, and you think, that's me. You know, that I feel that was written for me.
How do you clearly distinguish between working time and non-working time?
I don't. I honestly don't, because I love working.
Yeah.
So I don't see it as a job or my career or a business. I see it as my life. Fragrance is one of my best friends. I like spending time with fragrance. When Gary and I were first married, he got really fed up with me talking about work. So he said, okay, on a Sunday, you have 10 things that you can mention about work, and then once you've done your 10 things, you can't talk about it all day long. Well, within 5 minutes, I'd used the 10 things up, hadn't I? And I was just frustrated for the rest of the day because I couldn't talk about it. So we had to get rid of that one. I've learnt this as I've got older. What I would say is I live in the moment now. So right now, this is the only place I want to be. I'm not thinking about anything else but this moment. Like dinner, don't take my phone to dinner. It doesn't bother me. Life goes in a second. Moments that we think that we'll get the chance again and again, sometimes you don't. And from someone that's had cancer and was told they had 9 months to live, and here I am, 18 years later, alive and kicking, you have to treasure the moment. And if all you do is you're working and then you'll go home and then you're thinking about work the next day, nobody benefits from that.
Yeah.
Your family, yourself, your work. As I've got older, I was terrible at doing that when I was younger. So I haven't got all the answers, by the way, but I try very hard. But I do live in the moment now.
And do you have a morning or night routine that you do no matter what?
Yeah, I'm very disciplined and I'm very controlling as a person. So I like structure, without a doubt. Morning, I always get up, I write my notes, I have a notebook. I have a thick pen and a thin pen. Thick means it has to be done in the day. Thin means it's not so urgent. And I list everything that has to be done in the day. I then go and walk my dog and I make myself a fresh green juice, and we spend 2 hours smelling in the beginning of the day, and then I get on with everything else that's kind of going on. Yeah, my routine is I am very disciplined, and I get a lot achieved in a day.
Yeah. The last question is there anyone that you would like to trade lives with for a day?
I've really struggled over this question because I like being me and I don't really want to be anyone else. But if I was to learn something that would change my world and others, I think I would love to live in the life of a matriarch elephant for a day.
The head mother.
Yes,
elephant.
yeah. So a matriarch elephant will care and look after the herd. And elephants have the most incredible sense of smell.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to live in an animal body for a day in order to learn about the sense of smell and the matriarch.
As a person, just you.
Yeah. And I kind of like being who I am. I don't like everything about me, but I do enjoy being Joe.
Yeah.
We learn so much from animals. And elephants have taught me a huge amount about leadership.
Yeah. Finally, could you tell something to Korean future CEOs?
What I would love to say is follow your dreams. Believe that we are capable of so much more than we think we are. Surround yourself with good people. Listen to your soul.
Yeah.
And those soul dreams, those soul dreams, go make them happen. Never forget to celebrate the moment.
Wow. 네, 이렇게 또 우리 조말론 CBE께서 또 저희 채널에 나오셨는데 이번에도 너무 좋은 말씀을 많이 해주셔가지고 너무너무 감사하고, 제가 이렇게 옆에서 느끼는 그런 에너지를 여러분들도 좀 느끼셨으면 좋겠어서 이 자리를 또 만든 것도 있거든요. 이 영상을 보시는 분들도 어떤 많은 희망과 좋은 긍정적인 에너지를 잘 느끼셨으면 좋겠습니다. 조말론 CBE께서도 글로벌 브랜드들의 CEO로서 또 이런 말씀을 해주신 건데 영감을 또 많이 받았습니다. 그래서 한국에서도 다른 CEO분들을 이제 인터뷰를 좀 진행할 테니까 많은 기대를 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 그럼 이제 오늘 인터뷰도 마무리해보도록 하겠습니다. You ready? Always be classy. Thank you so much.
Do we need to do that again? Is that okay?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.